Welcome back to another episode of Creative Revenue, the show where we sit down with entrepreneurs, creators, and business leaders to discover how they built their success and, most importantly, how they generate revenue. I'm your host, Jonathan Milton. Today's guest is someone protecting businesses and people throughout the Houston area every single day. He is a owner of a growing security company with officers stationed all over the city at multiple locations. Today, we're going beyond security itself. We're talking about entrepreneurship. We're talking about leadership, building a team, winning contracts, creating recurring income, and what it takes to grow a successful security company. Please help me welcome Antoine Stewart. Hey, Antoine, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. Antoine, let's get into it. How did you first have an idea or even start this company?
It's predated going back at least 2017. I drew an idea of a patch that I wanted, and I didn't know how I was going to have a company. I didn't know when it was going to start because everything costs money. I always value myself on working hard, working with ethics, being one of those officers that was very dependable, and one of those officers that you don't find often when it came to even having my own patrol vehicle just to look professional on whatever site I was on. So I drew a patch with the idea of one day maybe having a company. It wasn't even etched in stone. And then fast forwarded to that following year, I did a DBA for Tech Unit Security and Investigations, not knowing how I was going to do it, not knowing how I was going to get started, not even knowing what all needed to be done to get started. That was just trying to secure a name. And then it didn't actually get full go and full start until 2020, October 2020, when I got everything that I needed from the LLC on down to the company insurance, on down to knowing what I needed to do as far as licenses I needed to acquire it.
Okay. Always wanted to be a security officer, owner since you was a kid. Like, made you want to get in this field?
Did you hear that?
No.
Hold on. I started out of nowhere.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Did you always want to become a security owner, or like did it all start?
No. I worked for Ally Universal. That was the last company that I actually called myself working for. And I think I had gotten to the point where I knew it was time to do something when I was a director of security, and I wanted to go into HR because there was a disconnect between the office management and the officers. So I was already a director. The next level up would be going in the office, or you want to do human resources. Hit me with so much red tape. I felt as if, okay, realizing that maybe it could be because of the color of my skin and you want to go there. So I tried not to go there, but that's kind of how it felt. So then I started thinking, let me prepare and plan to do something else. Last straw was actually around my birthday of 2022. Put in for a vacation. I have everybody trained already to know what to do when I'm not there. They can step up in my steed, still present well and do what they need to do. I was denied vacation that I actually had because of because I didn't have one person that to fill that role. I needed had a rover coming in and just filling in, but because I wasn't at 100% time staff, denied my vacation. So I was like, that's it for me. And I realized that I needed to do something where I can have Deem over when I go to work and when I don't.
Right. And so before company, did you company this?
No, I was working from paycheck to paycheck. I was a musician, so I was here and there. I was just doing a lot of different things just to make money. Right. I didn't have my own business as of yet.
You never really thought about having your own business until an company that you work for was acting like this. And so then you decided to, you know what, let me start my own thing and become my own boss.
Yes, they pushed me to realize that not only could I present a better product rather than just putting people on a post, but my professionalism was going to be 10 times better. The look that I presented was going to be 10 times better. And what we offer could be for a lesser amount than what they actually invoice and bill.
Right. So, do you get your post? So you're like, you have multiple locations all over the city of Houston. How did you get those posts?
Hear the statement all the time is who you think. A lot of this goes back to planting the seed. So when I was working for other companies before even Allied, kept good relationships with managers, with people who own companies. I kept friendships with them, and over time, just kept checking back in. Hey, when I get my own company, we know if you guys ever looking for security services. And believe it or not, one person out of a lot of the relationships that I had, one person kept that in mind and actually gave me my first shot. Now, my very first contract was one apartment complex,
Wow,
and God did the rest.
that
Some
is
of y'all
good.
may not be believers, but single month, God added and He allowed me to get another contract. They were all apartments, but what was happening was when she moved, I came with her. So I already had the one that she was at. Then when she moved, I had that one. When she moved again, I had those three. When she moved again, I had those four. And it just kept growing like that. So her word of mouth on what my professionalism was, on what we can offer, was highly impressed, and she had the ear of whoever she worked for.
Okay, being professional, being a people person, being determined, help you to be where you are right now. Help you
Absolutely,
are now.
absolutely. If you don't have some of those qualities a lot of people that's introverts, and you can be that. It's a lot of people that don't want to communicate and talk to people. That's will always be your Achilles heel in this day and time. With social media being the main, you have to know how to communicate
Mhm.
to get what you need and what you want. Nobody, if
Right.
nobody knows of you and nobody's heard of you, how would they know?
Exactly. So Antoine, do you have a website or do you post on social media? How people know about you, find you?
So I do need to get better with posting on social media, but I do have a website, www.northhoustonTactUnit.com. It's North Houston, TACTUNIT.com. I have social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I've started to play a little with TikTok. I let my kids play with it. I do not do Snapchat, but social media is the way to go. I have infomercials and commercials on at some gyms, and I have two locations. Anytime, and it used to be a Dickie's Barbecue. Now it's Game Day Men. I have other advertisements, just different places. I just non-traditional marketing.
Okay.
I feel as if I have gotten contracts from those things, but I am in a lot of different places. Also, I know a couple of directors. I'm in about 10 Tubi movies between Tubi, Peacock, where the movies are playing. My company is represented in all of those movies as the officer with the patrol car. So my face is everywhere.
So how'd you get to be in those movies?
Man, there was a movie that somebody was posting for. They saw my patrol car on Facebook,
Right.
and reached out and asked me, "Do will lease out my patrol car?" So I gave them a price, and we agreed. Went out there, took the patrol car. They wanted it for 4 hours. Cool. Gave them. I was still in uniform. I put the patrol car up, and I was kind of in the back. And every single thing the actor was doing, I was kind of like, "Oh, hey!" Again, cuts. Hey, they really don't do that. They kind of do this. So I'm using a Duracell flashlight. Oh, hey, use my stream light.
You gotta talk to
Man, I kept doing it, and I didn't realize what I was doing until the director said, "Hey, you want to be in the movie?" I said,
yeah,
"Okay."
why
so,
not?
so, and it was a great opportunity, great experience. I was able to help the actor now know certain things, what to look for. Quick to screenshot and be like, "Here go Tubi again." So I was just trying to save her from that and scrutiny, and the officer who was playing the officer to kind of some things that you should not do. So that was my start, and the who actually assisted me uh, with director, she was the reason why I've been in almost every other movie. She's
Got
the
you, got
main reason.
you. It's all about connections. It's
Yeah,
all
that's
about
what I'm saying. It's
connections.
who you know.
And you know what? If you carry yourself right and do the right thing and be professional, you never know what's going to doors open for you. You
True.
never know. Um, so So by in those movies, that brought you different revenue streams as far as renting out your vehicle, as
Yes.
far as this business. How many streams of income do you have generating just from this business?
Man, just as business or total everything? I would say, listen. So I'm a drummer, so I can make money anytime somebody calls me for a gig.
Okay.
I recently pulled back from doing so many gigs because the money has to make sense.
Right.
The places lounges don't really pay that much anymore. It's well $100, but it's not what I require to. So
Right.
I can make money drumming. I'm a licensed to carry instructor. I can do license to carry for individuals. I can do it for EMS. I can do it for firemen. I'm a tactical instructor. So that any of those classes, level 2, level 3 classes, those can be taught. Security business, side gigs outside of security, such as events, weddings, funerals. I do personal protection with transportation. That can be a separate thing under the umbrella of security. I just do transportation if they just want transportation. I have an entertainment trailer where I'm going to set up for birthday parties, graduation. I can do with the trailer. You can do job fair, movie night, karaoke night. So I've done quite a few of those, and I've generated revenue also. Watch parties such as the games. I didn't do any of the soccer games, but I did the basketball, the NBA finals. I did some of those. I feel I have a mind that's always operating on what's next. So if I don't make money today on this, I can make money tomorrow on this. So sometimes I can make money in my sleep, which is what everybody wants. You want to generate money some kind of way, even when you're sleeping, with some of the things that I do.
Yeah, that's key to money while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be always there, dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do a business some type of way to make money while you're sleeping. That's the key.
Now that goes back to what you were saying initially. Even having a good team, you need a good team that you can depend on, that's trustworthy, that's going to handle business that you don't have to always micromanage. In the event that you have to do that your weak links, you have to either weed them out or you need to train them up. And with that, almost everybody that's been with me have been with me since the start. And if they hadn't been with me since the start, they've been with me for a lengthy amount of time now. So I don't have high turnover because I try to treat them fairly. If there's a discrepancy of some sort, we try to work it out, fix it. If they need me in some kind of sort, if I can be there, I'm going to be there. It's just you work for me. So that's the difference in some of the other companies. If you don't show up, you're not there. You need that day off, and you need all these accommodations. They
right. So more personable than those other companies.
I feel I am, and I feel like sometimes they can be a negative thing too, not always a positive thing, because when you have that type of friendship connection, it sometimes can be taken for granted and taken advantage of.
Oh, he's a nice guy. Maybe I can do this to him or ask him more than what I should, because he's a nice guy. Yeah, you know what? I hate that sometimes. Like people with kindness for weakness.
Yeah,
and not always good. Being like professional, you're not. How many contracts do you have around the city of Houston?
I would say off bat right now working five or 6 contracts and constant calls for events that I actually turned down. Yeah.
Right now.
So it goes back to having a good team. You have to have good quality people that either present like me, look like me, work like me, act like me. I can be everywhere at the same time. So if I know I can't provide that type of quality, I'm not going to accept it. A lot of people will accept it just for the dollar. But if I can't keep up the same level of professionalism that they know or that they're expecting, I'll accept the gig. I'll pass it on to a friend of mine who has a company or to friends of mine that has companies and them to work it before I destroy my name by sending somebody who's not quality.
Gotcha. Yeah, because name says all. You want to your company as the best you can. If you can't do it, don't even accept it.
Yeah. I learned that lesson, a hard lesson, in the second year of business.
Mhm.
I had a company, well, were friends of mine. I wouldn't consider them friends as of today, but I helped them start a company, gave them a timeline. I did two companies like this and got burned by both of them. One of them came back and apologized, so we're friends to this day. But one of the groups um, got a contract, and they basically was going to make about $12,000 a month in contract, minus I was taking off top. So you don't start off in any business at any point in time with having that much revenue your first year. But I helped them and was assisting them, and just got burned. They didn't do what they were supposed to do, and then they started doing stuff behind my back. And then when I realized that they wasn't doing everything, they was breaching contract, I pulled the contract, and then that turned to threats and other stuff because I wasn't going to pay them until I got compensated from the. Long story short, I went ahead and paid them what supposedly was supposed to get. I had to sue the company for my money. It took a year to get it. Finally got it, but I knew then people will not treat your name like you treat your name.
Correct. I always tell people that, like, I films, right? And so I always tell people that nobody about your movie more than you. So
Correct.
you just gotta think that way. And I always say that to people. And so what you're saying just now, that people are not going to respect your name and company more than yourself, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's a terrible experience, but
much needed learning experience because I now know how to handle people that come with their hands out. You can want to give information, but there's some people who are not meant to own a company. There's some people that
Exactly.
need to go through certain things to learn different things. The value of appreciation, the value of having to get it how you get it, and it'll show you a greater appreciation of, I got this in the mud. I figured it out. I was just trying to help, and it just worked out like I planned.
Okay, so build on that. What's your biggest mistake and lesson in this business?
Not having a stack of money to start.
Okay.
So I did it in pieces. So when I was with Allied, every single money that I made outside the bills that I currently had, I was saving and putting toward the business. So like there were a lot of super sales storms going on around the same time out in Louisiana, Winnie. They were shipping us out to Beaumont, and every single one that I was able to get on, I went. And I was a supervisor. So I got paid per diem. I got paid supervisor rate, time and a half. I got all these different compensations for going out there, driving these because they or rented, a mobile home so we can have 4 to a home, and so they can house officers that was going out there working. So everything that I coming in, I put toward the business. So I did everything in pieces. So I might do the L this time, and then next time I did the insurance. The next time I did the manager test and license in Austin. Then I did, I paid for the patches. Then the next time I just did it in pieces. I paid for for the uniforms and got it approved. I just kind of everything until it lined up to where I was going to start within 3 months of the time I started doing this.
Right.
So I got a patrol car. I did all this in 3 months span. And going back to what I was saying, if you have capital to start with, you don't have to pinch and pull like this. It make it as hard. See, for me, it was a struggle for the first 3 years because I didn't pay myself.
Right.
I care of things I need to take care of. Officers were paid. I was fine. But we don't start businesses to not make profit. So if you don't do the things that you need to do, such as get your accounting together, taxes, and save with capital, then it'll kind of tough.
So I mean, I would have done the same thing that did, because not everyone's going to have that capital all at once to do that type of business. So if you had to like start over again, would you get out a loan to do this at one time, or like what would you do different?
Oh, that's there too. My wasn't where it is now, and I definitely would have built my credit before I started the business so that I can go in clean and I can walk in and get a business loan because they look at you as a personal guarantor. These are things I didn't know at first. Your
Mhm.
personal credit does matter when you're trying to get a business loan. You have
Got
no business financials to show. You have no P&L, which, nothing to show that you're making money. So they are going to use your personal credit as a personal guarantor to ensure that you can repay a loan.
Gotcha.
So I definitely would have fixed my credit, saved some money before I started, and then I would have used other people's money, such as getting a loan before. I wouldn't have used my own money as capital.
Yeah, because even during my films, I use my own money to
Yeah,
start. Paychecks, my income tax checks, whatever I can muster up to do my films. From there, okay, I made for this much, and I sold my films for this much. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing you're doing. So, like, was there ever a moment in time that you felt down and said, you know what, I'm going to quit my business?
No, I had a friend that was in that space, and it gave me a little more push and excitement in a sense in his down moment because I was like, if I can purchase his company, then my revenue jumps up.
Hmm.
This was my determination, and the issues where people sometimes, if you don't hire the right people, they can make it really, really. I think that was his. So no, and he got better. He got back on his feet, and back going. So that fell through. It wasn't where I want to give up, but it was just kind of missed the moment.
Right.
I mean, would have had the capital and the money, I could have bought his company out, and I would have been a little further in the company or in the business. But not. I think there was one time that I wanted to ever give up.
Okay. So did you realize that I have a real company, not just a job, but a real company? I'm making money, real. Like, so what point did you realize that I have a company and not just a job?
I think it was two moments. One was when I did personal protection for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a huge name,
Yes.
and signed NDAs because we couldn't talk about it right then. But we did his personal protection when he came down here for his father's memorial. I accomplished. I felt like for my name to be in the mouths of those who are higher in status, such as a basketball players. Or even though it couldn't have even been him, it could have been a PR specialist that talked to somebody else that heard. Either way, we could work. And I felt accomplished in that moment. And then my second moment was prior to that when I got my biggest contract, which was a hospital. Smaller don't get those type of contracts. That's normally the bigger companies, Ally Universal, Securitas, the bigger companies, but we got it. Now, it did come with struggles. It still comes with struggles. However, it's a huge contract and it has kept the company afloat.
Gotcha. So how did one go and get the hospital contract like a Butler? Like, how did you do those?
Both of those were, again, who you know. Jimmy Butler conversation came because we were doing an event center called Grand Plaza. Grand Plaza was owned by the same owners of the hospital, but were two different entities.
Right.
So the wife was over the plaza, the husband was over the hospital. So the wife and I relationship was very in tune, very in touch. And when the word that they would probably rent out that venue to this company, she promoted my business as the security team that could do personal protection and transportation. And that's what we were hired to do. So that was, again, who you know. Contract. I played with a band called Level One Band, and he's people all kind of companies, and he operates a band as a full-time business, and legit. And they have it their own gimmick. They got a Michael Jackson guy does a lot of Michael Jackson songs and do other kind of. But anyway, he knew the hospital owners. He introduced us, and then that's how we were able to have talks about possibly getting not just one building, but the 5 buildings that they had.
How do you know what to offer those?
So good question. When I was with Ally Universal, I was director of security. So I had access to Win Team. Win Team has the amount that the company gets. It has the money that you get. it has the money that you pay each officer. I had the leeway to maneuver who gets what, how, and they taught us to, our job was basically to save the company as much money as we could, but still to commend our officers by giving them raises, but not going over a certain cap. So with that much access, I learned everything I needed to know within the system.
Mhm.
I knew if you guys are charging a certain amount of money, I can charge that same or less. Oh, let me say not the same. I can charge less and still be good and still do the same program on a lower level
Gotcha.
and present a better product.
Okay, so you had a one step foot in the game already by
Oh, I had a
working.
blueprint.
Oh,
Yeah.
the blueprint, like you for your competitor, basically,
Yeah.
and just swooped up under him.
Well, I swoop up under them because I didn't take any of their contracts.
Right.
I went my own lane, but I did learn. I learned the back office with that company, and I had, in my old house, I had Ally University's patch framed. I had Homeland's patch framed, and I had T4 security patch framed. And the reason why I had those three frames is because I learned the back office and the the back office skills and computer skills from Allied. I learned the management skills and the supervising skills from T-Force. And with Homeland Security, I learned the image that I wanted to present, the look that I wanted to have from they presented. So I took from all three of those and formed this idea of what I would like to see as a professional security company.
And you know what? You're doing a great job. Like I see you
Thank
out
you.
there, and you're like the car to your uniform to your whole professionalism is like a.
Thank you, man.
You know, and I'm like, and just being a spectator, I'm like he's one of them companies like top.
Thank you.
So
A lot of people that see me on the outside would assume that I had some type of police background, but I don't.
oh, yes, definitely.
It's more so I just want to present a good product. I even have these stipulations when I had a supervisor driving my other patrol car. We have car wash memberships. Go through the car wash because the first thing that people see is the vehicle.
Oh,
I want the vehicle clean. Our uniforms, I don't wear earrings when I'm in uniform. I tell the officers, thing, but I don't have that expectation on you. You don't do this, but I don't wear earrings. I don't wear a whole lot of jewelry. It's not gonna be flashy. Normally, my watch is gonna be the smart watch. I don't have a bracelet on. I don't wear earrings. It's just a more professional look. It's just a thing with me.
Yes. So
I won't even drive my car in certain places, my patrol car in certain places, especially if I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. No, I always keep that in my mind. Someone will see you. Someone knows you. And that's the mindset that keeps me in a good space, even outside of work, is you have a face out there that people know. Your number is everywhere. You never want to give somebody something negative to talk about.
Never. And everything you're saying right now is like, did you learn that from mistakes or did you already like knew?
No. I learned from mistakes. A lot of it was from, hitting my head and then saying, okay, I'm gonna do that again.
Right.
A quick story. There was one time I was in between relationships and I met this lady at the motel, and it was somebody we were just hanging out. We were just, a good time. I don't even think we even did anything that night, but we were just hanging out. Because my car was in a hotel, somebody that knew me hit me up and was like, that's a good look coming out of the hotel. What?
Wow.
Yeah. And actually wasn't a hotel, it was a motel, so it looked worse. Yeah.
Right.
We didn't think we even did anything, but how it looks, you driving in your patrol car out of a motel. You can tell me y'all ain't do nothing, but that ain't what it looks like.
Exactly.
So yeah, I one of those things. Like I have A+ with the BBB. I have 5-star on Google. So that image compared to me driving out of a motel, I put myself in those type of situations again.
Never is out about maintaining professionalism.
Yes.
On and off duty. You gotta do it on and off duty. Man, that's a great. What some advice for an entrepreneur who wants to have reoccurring monthly revenue yourself?
I would say do your research first on what you're trying to do and study on what you're trying to do. definitely if somebody else is doing it, how can you create a better product, or what would make somebody buy into what you're doing? What makes you different from everybody else that's doing the same thing? So it needs to be something that stands you apart of everybody else.
Definitely. Okay, one question. What does creative revenue means to you?
Creative revenue. I never heard the terminology. Creative, I would say creating own space and maximizing the opportunity in that space. So like just it, I feel like everything that I've done has been creative revenue. I'm figure out what works and how I can maximize it all under the umbrella of security. So I have all these different things that I could do. And I feel like that has been a creative mindset and still creating. It's never stopping. It's a continuous cycle until I either win the lottery or come in, where I can sit back or I buy a company out and let everybody do it. Other than that, until then, my will will be having thoughts to create creative revenue.
Yes, yes. Definitely. I don't think I'm ever going to be one of those people who just sit down and retire and not do anything. I think until the day I die, I'm gonna be doing something.
Yeah.
Staying, moving around, not just in my chair, just
Understand.
Definitely. But thank you for coming on the show today. Can you tell us one more time the name of your company and where can we reach you at?
Sure. The name of the company is North Houston Tactical Unit for all your security needs, from armed, unarmed, personal protection, transportation, LTC license to carry classes. You can find me on www.northhoustontactunit.com. That's North Houston, TACTUNIT.com. You can find me on Instagram. I even have quality videos on YouTube. And the number you want to contact is 832-247-2473.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, guys, that's the episode. I'll catch you next week for on Wednesday. Please like. Look at that car, nice car there. Please like, subscribe to your friends. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. No, thank you so much.